Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to 168 Hours, your weekly roundup of the top local stories. I'm Muhammad Imad, your host for the evening. Stay tuned. The government reopens the Rasfanu beach area to the public after undergoing temporary renovations, providing much-needed relief to the community that frequents its facilities.
On March 6th, President Dr. Mohammad Moiz visited the site to inspect the improvements. These renovations were undertaken to ensure the public could utilize the facilities during the fasting month of Ramadan. Following President Dr. Moiz's pledge to redevelop the facility, relevant government officers commenced the necessary work, leading to temporary closure of the Rasfanu area since late February. During this period, the Public Works Department of the Ministry of Cities, Local Government and Public Works, in collaboration with government-owned companies, conducted a comprehensive cleaning of the premises. The facilities that received temporary upgrades include huts, barbecue stands, showers, and the swimming area. Originally developed in 2016 under Dr. Moiz's leadership as Minister of Housing, the Rasfanu area located in Mafanu Ward introduced new amenities such as Jolly, Holwashi, facilities for fishermen and barbecue stands. A designated parking area was also established. Rasfanu quickly became a popular destination for Mala residents of all ages, serving as a venue for social gatherings and events. However, over the years, the area suffered from neglect due to inadequate renovation and maintenance. This neglect resulted in damage to several facilities, prompting public complaints about broken and damaged jolly, holwashi, and huts, exacerbated by tidal surges during severe weather conditions, which also caused beach erosion. In response to these issues, the President addressed the state of Rasfanu and Sultan Park on 14th February, expressing concern over their conditions. He pledged to restore both facilities to their former glory, underscoring their importance as places where residents of the congested capital city can find respite and happiness. President also assured the public of his administration's commitment to revitalizing these facilities and making them vibrant once again. The government announced that the renovation and redevelopment of Rasfanu will proceed with the participation of government-owned companies, aiming to complete the full renovation before the end of the fasting month of Ramadan.
Minister of Construction, Housing and Infrastructure Dr. Abdullah Muttalib discloses that the ministry is currently formulating new plans to redevelop the Rasfanu Beach and Sultan Park areas. The redevelopment work is scheduled to commence following the conclusion of the fasting month of Ramadan. This announcement came during a media briefing at the recently reopened Rasfanu Beach, which had undergone temporary renovations.
Neglect over the years due to inadequate renovation and maintenance has left the Rasfanu area in disrepair. Damage to several facilities prompted public complaints about broken jolly, holwashi, and huts, exacerbated by tidal surges during severe weather conditions that also caused beach erosion. In late February, the Rasfanu area was temporarily closed for renovations to ensure public use during Ramadan. Minister Muttalib, speaking to the press, confirmed that the area has been reopened following necessary temporary renovations. According to him, government officers and government state-owned companies collaborated on the project, completing it within approximately a week. He added that the renovations included cleaning the beach nourishment, and the renovation of the roofs of huts and seating arrangements. Despite the reopening, the minister announced that a comprehensive redevelopment work will begin immediately after Ramadan. He outlined plans to enhance Rasfanu Beach, promising improved facilities for the public, making it more useful and comfortable. Currently, there are no public restrooms at the beach, prompting Minister Muttalib to prioritize the development of such facilities. The redevelopment plans also include entertainment options and the repair of the damaged fishing platform, which will be beneficial for fishermen, according to him. He said that the seating arrangements will also be expanded with more jolly. Sultan Park has similarly suffered from years of neglect and lack of maintenance. Minister Muttalib stated that redevelopment plans for Sultan Park are also in the works. The ice skating rink inside the park will be repurposed, and there are plans to complete a building inside the park that remains unfinished. Highlighting the importance of public spaces in Male, a densely populated area, the minister underscored President Dr. Moise's commitment to providing areas where families can spend time together. He said the administration is dedicated to redeveloping facilities like Sultan Park and Rasvanu to ensure the public benefits from these spaces.
President Dr. Mohammad Moise says no country or homeland can endure without women's contributions and support. In a special address commemorating International Women's Day, the President said women's full participation is essential in education, healthcare, social services, governance, business and economic activities, all crucial to a nation's survival and progress.
In his address, the President highlighted that the government's core policy is to expand opportunities for women, strengthen their role in governance, and empower them to become self-sufficient and independent. He noted that even the earliest records of Maldivian history depict Maldivian women as spirited, diligent, and devoted homemakers who maintained order and contributed beyond the household. The President described women as the pillars of Maldivian society who, throughout generations, have safeguarded the peace and security of the Maldivian nation for thousands of years. He also acknowledged them as the compassionate anchors of their families, crediting their unwavering support and participation in driving national development and progress. For these reasons, he affirmed that Maldivians will always take great pride in their women. The President underscored that women constitute most service providers in key sectors such as healthcare and education, which are vital for the country's sustainability and future. He also celebrated the remarkable achievements of Maldivian female athletes in sports. Quoting the well-known adage, "Educate a woman and you educate a generation," he pointed out that Maldivian girls outnumber boys in secondary, higher secondary, and university education, with most top-achieving students also female. He described this as a promising sign for the future of the Maldivian nation. As Muslims, the President stated that Islam has played the most significant role in safeguarding women's rights and elevating their dignity, honor, and status in society. He reminded that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught that the first, second, and third person one must treat with utmost kindness and compassion is one's mother. Additionally, one of the Prophet's final instructions before his passing was to be kind to one's wife. In his address, the President also honored the contributions of the mothers of the believers, the wives of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in recognition of International Women's Day.
Maldives condemns the ongoing calls for the displacement of Palestinian people from their land while expressing its firm support for the Gaza reconstruction plan adopted during the Arab League summit.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdullah Khalil, participated in the extraordinary session of the Council of Foreign Ministers of the Organization of the Islamic Cooperation, OIC, held in Saudi Arabia to discuss the ongoing Israeli aggression against the Palestinian people and calls for their displacement from their land. In his remarks, Minister Dr. Khalil raised concerns over Israel's violations of the ceasefire agreement, reflecting on the continued aggression by Israel against the people of Palestine. The minister condemned the ongoing calls for the displacement of the Palestinian people from their land and called for their unimpeded delivery of humanitarian assistance to the Palestinian people and a permanent ceasefire. He further expressed Maldives' firm support for the Gaza reconstruction plan adopted during the Arab League summit. Minister Dr. Khalil reiterated the Maldives' unwavering commitment for the Palestinian cause, highlighting actions taken by the Maldives, including through the filing of the Declaration of Intervention in the case concerning the obligations of Israel in relation to the presence and activities of the United Nations, UN, agencies in the occupied Palestinian territory. He also noted that a just and lasting resolution can only be achieved through the establishment of an independent and sovereign state of Palestine based on the pre-1967 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital. The OIC, comprising 57 member states, is a strong advocate for the people of Palestine and their aspiration for statehood. The Maldives has been an active member of the OIC since becoming a member in 1976.
Zakat House is set to announce the higher education scholarships under the Zakat Fund.
The Ministry of Islamic Affairs in December last year formulated a new policy to provide assistance from the Zakat Fund to higher education students who do not have the financial means to pursue education in relevant fields. Director General of Zakat Izzuddin Adnan told PSM News that stressed on the importance of human resource development assistance from the Zakat Fund. In that regard, Izzuddin said efforts are underway to open the scholarship opportunities for interested students at the end of the holy month of Ramadan. According to the Zakat Fund Higher Education Assistance Policy, all costs for courses from level 5 to level 10 of the National Qualifications Framework will be covered under Zakat Fund scholarships. While courses in the Islamic field will be prioritized, scholarships will be awarded only for centers that offer courses validated by the Maldives Qualification Authority (MQA) and recognized by the authority. If pursuing education abroad, institutions in select Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC) countries will be prioritized. The policy also allows pursuing education at educational institutes in non-OIC countries. If the program is for a field that requires a license, the center from which education is obtained must be recognized by the licensing institution and validated by the MQA. The policy further states that those registered as poor and needy will be prioritized alongside considerations for financial constraints, education levels, and service to the nation. However, those who wish to pursue a course at a higher level than the existing qualifications and students who wish to pursue a course that integrates Islamic concepts related to their field of study will be exempt from this sector. According to the policy, an individual who has already been granted education opportunities through the government or any other state entity is ineligible for higher education assistance under the Zakat Fund.
President Dr. Mohammad Moiz reaffirms the Maldives' enduring commitment to unity, resilience and progress in his message marking Commonwealth Day.
In his message, President Dr. Moiz highlighted this year's Commonwealth Day theme, Together We Thrive, to underscore the nation's steadfast dedication to these principles. Dr. Moiz also highlighted the increasing prevalence of global conflict and inequality, asserting that during such challenging times, we should stand together as a testament to the power of collective action within the Commonwealth, not just to survive, but to thrive. The President's message also underscored the collective strength inherent in the unity of the Commonwealth family. The President added that unity is not merely a concept, it is the dynamic force which drives collaboration and empowers our communities to address our shared challenges. Acknowledging the persistent efforts by the Commonwealth, President Dr. Moiz commended its advocacy for promoting the interests of small island states like the Maldives. These efforts include climate resilience, access to finance, women empowerment, youth development. President Moiz reiterated the commitment to the principles of democracy, human rights, good governance and sustainable development enshrined in the Commonwealth Charter. President also praised the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting held last year in Samoa. He described the meeting as a testament to our commitment to unity and cooperation, stressing the importance of action. He added it is imperative that we work together to translate that outcomes of the meeting into tangible action. In closing, President Dr. Moiz assured that the Maldives is prepared to strengthen its partnership with the Commonwealth and its member states to ensure a future where every Commonwealth citizen thrives. Commonwealth Day, observed on the second Monday in March each year, provides an opportunity to celebrate the shared values and principles of the Commonwealth, such as peace, justice and sustainable development. It also serves as a reminder of the historical and cultural ties that bind the member countries together. The Commonwealth of Nations, also known as Commonwealth, is a voluntary association of 56 independent and sovereign states, most of which were formerly territories of the British Empire.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdullah Khalil reveals that the first shipment of the Maldives' donation of 2 million canned tuna has reached Gaza.
In a written response to a query from an opposition lawmaker over the delay in implementing the government's decision to ban Israeli passport holders from entering the island nation, Minister Khalil pointed out that the country's immigration laws need to be revised in order to implement the ban. He also pointed out that the decision is currently being reviewed by the Parliamentary Security Services Committee and the ban will be put into effect once the law is revised.
In his response, the minister highlighted the proactive role Maldives continues to play in the international arena, advocating for the rights of Palestine and to put a stop to the atrocities being committed by Israel. Minister Dr. Khalil also said that Maldives has continued to advocate for the legitimate rights of Palestinian people through the establishment of an independent and sovereign state of Palestine based on the pre-1967 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital. According to the minister, Maldives supported South Africa's application to the International Court of Justice (ICJ) against Israel, submitting a declaration of intervention last year. Additionally, on December 19, 2024, Maldives co-sponsored a United Nations General Assembly resolution seeking an advisory opinion for the ICJ regarding Israel's responsibilities in facilitating humanitarian assistance to the Palestinian people. Minister Dr. Khalil also noted that Maldives' annual contribution to the United Nations Relief and Works Agency (UNRWA) for Palestine refugees has been increased to $5,000 by this administration. He added that in addition to the $1.2 million in proceeds from the Maldives with Palestine telethon handed over to UNRWA, the first shipment of the canned tuna donations has now reached Gaza. In that regard, the first shipment of 374,400 canned tuna was delivered to Gaza on 12 February through the Egyptian Red Crescent. The minister assured that the Maldives will continue to provide assistance and advocate for the rights of the Palestinian people in the future.
The government awards a contract to construct waste management facilities and buildings in 32 islands to the Waste Management Corporation, WEMCO. The agreement was signed between the Ministry of Tourism and Environment and WEMCO, with Minister of Environment Tariq Ibrahim signing on behalf of the ministry and WEMCO's Managing Director Mujtaba Jalil signing on behalf of the corporation.
Speaking at the signing ceremony, ministers said the establishment of waste management facilities and centers in the islands will require the full cooperation from the island councils and island residents. He said this will ensure the timely completion of the project. President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu has pledged that proper waste management systems will be established in all islands of the Maldives by the end of the year. The president said in order to achieve this, the existing waste management centers in 128 islands will be upgraded. The environment minister said in addition to the 32 islands included in the agreement signed on Monday, contracts to establish waste management facilities in remaining islands will be signed in the coming weeks. Speaking at the signing ceremony, WAMCO's Managing Director Mujtaba said the work of establishing an adequate waste management system is being carried out by WAMCO employees based in the region. He said the work will be carried out at a lower cost while also avoiding outsourcing the work. Mujtaba further emphasized that WAMCO's goal is to establish and commence waste management systems in islands where urban centers will be established, as well as in atoll capitals before the end of the year. In addition to the 32 islands in the newly signed contract, WAMCO was also awarded the construction of waste management facilities in 2 other islands last month. Therefore, establishment of waste management systems in 34 islands, including upgrade work, will be carried out by WAMCO. While new buildings will be constructed in 21 islands, upgrade work will be implemented in the remaining islands. The government aims to complete the work in all islands by the 3rd quarter of this year.
The government engages in deliberations aimed at increasing the contributions of the Bank of Maldives (BML) and the Maldives Islamic Bank (MIB) towards the further development of the tourism sector and the protection and conservation of the environment.
Minister of Tourism and Environment Tariq Ibrahim held a series of discussions with Muhammad Sharif, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer CEO of BML, and Mufaddal Idris Kumri, the CEO and Managing Director of MIB, aimed at enhancing bank contributions in those sectors. During his meeting with BML Chief Sharif, Minister Tariq underscored the tourism sector as the cornerstone of the nation's economy, underlining BML's vital support role. He also addressed the importance of environmental protection and sustainability initiatives spearheaded by the administration. Sharif responded by reaffirming the bank's unwavering commitment to both the tourism sector and environmental initiatives. He He revealed that BML is contemplating the introduction of a loan facility specifically targeting these areas. Minister Tariq and BML CEO Sharif reached a consensus on the necessity of collaborative efforts to advance both tourism and environmental conservation. They also pledged to support small and medium enterprise development. In a separate discussion with MIB Chief Kumri, Minister Tariq highlighted the critical role of the private sector in supporting the administration's development goals for the tourism sector and requested additional support from MIB to achieve these objectives. Speaking at the meeting, Kumri expressed the bank's enthusiasm for investing in the tourism sector and assured the Minister of MIB's commitment to financing environmental protection and conservation efforts. Both BML and MIB leaders agreed to collaborate with the Tourism and Environment Ministry to support initiatives aimed at tourism development and environmental protection. The meetings also explored strategies to accelerate the nation's economic growth, according to the ministry.
The government embarks on an ambitious initiative to enhance healthcare infrastructure across the nation, with contracts awarded for the development of hospitals on 4 islands, healthcare centers on 4 islands, and the Damanaveshi building in Kurdufushi Hadal atoll. The Damanaveshi, a department within the Ministry of Health, provides essential health services, including vaccination appointments and growth monitoring.
The Road Development Corporation (RDC) has been commissioned to develop the Damanaveshi Dalu Atoll as well as a healthcare center in Gafaru Kafu Atoll. The agreement was formalized between State Minister of Health Ismail Sharif and RDC Chief Brigadier General Ali Zuhair. The financial allocations for these projects are as follows: $1.49 million for the Damanaveshi building in Kurdufushi, $1.73 million for the healthcare center in Gafaru, $6.80 million for the hospital in Hanimadu, and $6.81 million for the hospital in Mamagili. Similarly, the Maldives Transport and Contracting Company (MTCC) has been assigned the development of hospital facilities in Vilufushi, Ta Atoll, and Felidu Wavu Atoll, along with healthcare centers in Maungudu, Shaviani Atoll, and Foddu, Nunu Atoll. State Minister of Health Ismail Abdullah and MTCC CEO and former Deputy Commissioner of Police Ahmad Saudi signed the agreement. The project costs are $1.74 million for the healthcare center in Foddu, $1.76 million for the healthcare center in Maungundu, $6.83 million for the hospital in Felidu, and $6.82 million for the hospital in Vilufushi. In addition, Fenaka Corporation, a utilities provider, is responsible for developing the healthcare center in Makunudu, Hadalu Atoll. The agreement was signed by State Minister of Health Ahmad Qasim and Fenaka Chief Muhammad Najah. The cost for the Makunudu project is $6.72 million. During the contract signing ceremony, Minister of Health Abdullah Nazim Ibrahim underscored the significance of these projects for the respective islands and regions, noting that they will substantially enhance healthcare services. He underscored that these initiatives are part of President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu's commitment to improving healthcare infrastructure nationwide. Highlighting the primary challenge in upgrading healthcare services, Minister Ibrahim pointed to the lack of adequate space and infrastructure. He said that the newly signed projects aim to address these issues.
Maldives Transport and Contracting Company (MTCC) officially opens the Hemweru ferry terminal to private ferry operators, following a directive by President Dr. Mohamed Muizz.
The harbours of Male City are the busiest in the country, with hundreds of vessels docking and departing daily. While space constraints are the biggest challenge faced in loading and unloading goods and boarding and disembarking from vessels, the issue has been a concern for ferry and launch operators. In response to these concerns, President Dr. Muizzu has requested MTCC to open the Henveru and Hurumale ferry terminals to private ferry operators. Following an announcement by MTCC, 7 private the interested and Diddu in Alifdalu Atoll, Ma Fehendu and Fuladu in Bao. During a ceremony to open the terminal to public operators, Henveru ferry terminal by private operators will make service provision much easier for both the operators and passengers. However, Saudi did reveal that there has not been much interest in private operators in the Hurumale ferry terminal thus far. He urged the private operators to pay attention to safety issues due to the busy nature of Henvero Terminal. MTCC estimates that the terminal will be able to cater to 15 speedboat ferries per day carrying about 2,000 passengers. The Henvero Terminal can accommodate 5 speedboats at a time, while the Hurumala Terminal can cater to 3. In addition, each vessel will have 30 minutes between the estimated point of departure and arrival at the jetty. A special waiting area will be arranged inside the terminal for passengers equipped with washroom facilities and drinking water for the convenience of passengers. MTCC said it would improve the quality of service based on feedback and consultation from passengers and the public.
And that's all we have for you right now. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you again next week.
ಬರಕಾತೆರೆ ರಮಲಾನ್ ಮಹುಗೆ ಹೇ ಒಯ್ದುಮಾತ ಹುನಿಯಾ ಟಿವಿ ಬಲ್ಲವಾ ಲೊಬಿತಿ ರೈತುನಂ ಅರಿಸ್ಕುರಂ